across the ice, and no one there for the Bison. But the Bison still have it in the attacking end. Warrensell up against Dylan Lawrence. Steffensen just fires it back into the Tony Hand corner. Out it comes in front of the shot coming off a Capital stick, and the face-off will come inside from the back, across the blue line into the attacking end, and the shot coming from Auger. Big hit by Tyler Plews.
Goes on, as it's their first game. There's 4 lines on the opposite bench. There's only 3 lines on the Caps bench, so they may tie it, but that's what you expect during pre-season.
Chagall with a save, but the Bison get the rebound, and Franco puts the Bison 1 goal ahead. A scramble in front of the nets. Franco picks it up and makes it 1-0 to the Bison. Warrensell tries to dump it for Henry. Comes up now to Callie Robertson. Robertson puts on some speed. Kazola in support. Callie Robertson! Top shelf! And that's the way to introduce yourself to the home crowds.
The youngest guy playing tonight, Callie Robertson. With Mike Kazola drifting at the back post, goaltenders are often going to expect that pass on the 2-on-1, and the goaltender just cheated a little bit. Callie Robertson put it right over the blocker hand's shoulder, and the Caps managed to tie the game, and 16-year-old Callie Robertson has just made an awful lot of fans that have turned up in the building already.
Out comes Henry. Henry to Bowles on the half wall. Bowles will just turn this one away from Callie Robertson. Bowles in front. The shot from Henry just going high and wide. Bison. I'll just send it off to goal scorer Franco. The Bison trying to get something going here, but Chagall just sends this one, stops this one, and we'll have a face off to the right hand side. And the Capitals can't get this one out their zone. A good stick in front. And the Capitals are away through Callum Boyd. Boyd 1-on-1 with a netminder. 2 on Bill. Boyd sends it high and wide. Kazola picks up the puck. He's through on nets now. Kazola uses some speed. Through on nets. A good save by Sedora. Grigors just chips off the wall. Gives it to Boyd, and then it comes up through the middle. Bison 1-on-1 with Chagall. Chagall well placed. Looked like he was taking it behind the goals, but out to Kazola. Kazola loses out, and it's now a 3-on-2 chance for the Bison. Warrensell drops it. Shot coming in from Dada. Bowles gives it to Auger. Auger just fires wide. Mike Kazola. Kazola across the blue line, fires it, good save again by Desan Sedora. Spears up to Lawrence, Dylan Lawrence, fires it in front, Eupitis with a guilty chance, and that one just being saved somehow by a bunch of players in front. I'll cycle in, gives it off to Eupitis, back to Trakhanov, shot, scramble in front, saved by Sedora. Sincro up through the middle. Good save by Pavel Chagall. The Bison now looking to create something in front. Eupitis with the block, goes through on goal. Eupitis shoots, good save by Sedora. Puck 25 seconds to go. Eupitis up the left wing. I'll leave this one, or tries to leave it for Steffensen, but doesn't do anything with it. St. Crow to Nolt with the shot, good save by Chagall once again. Out in front now, comes round the back, shoots and scores! St. Crow with the goal. And with 6 seconds to go, it looks like game over here as the Bison just pick up the loose puck in front and pop it in the top corner to go 2-1 ahead.
Callie Robertson joins us here, and Callie, first of all, congratulations on your first pro goal. That must be pretty exciting.
Yeah, amazing feeling coming into this game and not expecting to score, just get out there and put a good shift in. The opportunity came out, and I was able to take advantage of it, so it was pretty good, yeah.
And when Coach Kristich came in and the team was down by quite a number of imports tonight, were you expecting to be on a line with two of the import players playing as regular as you were?
No, I was really expecting just to be rotating on with the Brits, but he wanted me and Aaron on rotating with Cazzola and Anderson, and yeah, that was a good surprise because it was good playing with such a fast pace and it really made us learn and getting a lot of tips. Every time we came off the shift, he'd tell us something that we can do better, and yeah, that was really good.
Now, you're the only goal scorer tonight in the game for the Edinburgh Capitals. Talk us through how you saw it unfold.
Well, we went one down, and we really everyone was just wanting to get that goal back, get back on even scores, and hopefully push for more. But we were able to do that, but just unfortunately couldn't get those breakaways, couldn't finish them, and yeah, it was just unfortunate that we couldn't keep the scores going, keep the goals going.
And how did you see your own goal? How did that come about?
I guess it was just a lucky change. I changed and I was already high up the blue line, and the puck he dumped the puck over and came to me. I saw the D-man, but by the time I was shooting on the goal, I couldn't really see him, so I thought I'd just take the shot, and it paid off.
And you moved over to Edinburgh this season from the Fife Juniors organisation. You've been here a few weeks now. How have you found that move?
Yeah, I think it really benefits my game moving here and training a lot regularly with elite and with the 20s and the SNL as well. It's a lot of time on ice, and that ice time really pays off when it comes, my overall game. It really pays off, and it really makes me improve as a player.
And personally, what are you expecting from the season coming?
Yeah, I expect a really good season. There's a lot of changes that have been made this season, so I think that changes for the better, and I think once we get our full team, we'll really take off this season and really start to move up the board rather than the previous season, the league.
You were low on imports tonight for tonight's game, but despite that, playing a lot of British players, 2-1 result didn't go the way you wanted, but were you happy with the performance so far?
I told the guys all over, performance was fine, but the result is not, and we have to learn somehow to that performance to make the better result.
And what are your early thoughts in terms of how the team played on both sides of the puck? Obviously, we only got the one goal and 2 goals the other way. It seemed like a better defensive performance throughout most of the game.
Well, we also had a couple more chances. We got 3 one-on-ones we didn't score on. That means we did have chances, and we have to capitalize on that.
And few of the guys that you were missing, the imported players, are the guys that bring in most of the experience into the team in the KHL and some of the bigger leagues in Europe. How excited will you be when those guys come in to be able to impart their experience on the game?
Really hoping it's going to be a much better team because of the experience, and because a little bit the guys who are nervous, they're going to come down a little bit, and I think we're going to have better results.
You've only had one practice with the team so far. Your next game is on Sunday against Dundee. You're going to have training for the rest of the week. What will you be working on over the next few days?
Normal hockey stuff. I mean, that's really for me it's really interesting because we only get 1 hour each day. I would like to have more, at least an hour 15 and an hour and a half, but we're going to work on it. Yes, of course, we got to go through everything because we got a new team. We got to know what everybody else on the team doing, so everybody has to be on the same page. So we got to go through every aspect of the game.
And one of the imports on the ice tonight, Dylan Lawrence, is here on trial. What were your early expectations and what were your early thoughts on his play?
He was playing with more experienced guys, and I hope he get learn something from him. Obviously, it's not going to be his space where he would try more, but he did okay, I think.
We're joined by the coach of the University of Manitoba Bison. And coach, you've been here for a few days now. You were in Belfast for 2 games and playing Edinburgh tonight. What was your take on tonight's game?
Well, I thought it was a good game. I thought it was an entertaining game. I was very impressed with the supporters out tonight. They created a really good atmosphere for the players, and a lot of credit to the Capitals. I thought they played a real good game tonight. I know that they didn't have their full team out there, missing some of their import players, but very impressed with the Scottish lads. I thought they played a real good game, particularly, and they played with a lot of heart. They worked very hard and showed some skills. So I think the Capitals are going to have a good season once they get their whole team here, and they've got that nucleus of good young Scottish talent. So I was impressed with how they played tonight.
And you've been over here before, back in the 90s. What were your thoughts on British hockey as a whole, and how's that changed from the times that you've played here, coached here, when bringing other teams over in the past up until now?
Yeah, well, I think the hockey in Britain continues to get better every year. We have a lot of respect for the Elite Ice Hockey League. It's a very good caliber of hockey, and that's why we wanted to bring our young players over here to have that experience of playing a high-level competition to prepare us for our regular season when we go back to play Canadian University hockey. But also, it's more than just the hockey side. Most of our players have not ever been overseas, so this is a fantastic opportunity for them culturally to see Northern Ireland and Scotland, and they've been having a fantastic time. It's the hospitality that we received in Belfast and now here in Edinburgh has been fantastic. But overall, we're very impressed with British hockey. As I said, I think it just keeps getting better, and since I've been here, since I left back in '92, there's been a big change in the facilities where the rinks just keep getting bigger, and there's more, seems to be more corporate support for hockey, and particularly for the league here.
And back where you're used to playing, back in the university leagues, you'll be used to playing on smaller ice pads than you were playing on here in Edinburgh. As a coach, do you have to make any adjustments for the Olympic size ice here in Murrayfield?
Well, yes, we did. Fortunately, I've had a lot of international experience. There's 2 years where I took a leave of absence from the University of Manitoba and coached the Danish national team in the World Championships. So, I have familiarity of playing on the larger ice surface. And this was the first time for our players that they played on this big sheet of ice. So it's all part of the learning experience. To play in different venues, different teams, I play a different style, all helps to make us better as individual players and as a team. But we just the key, I think, in a big ring like this is that you have to make sure you play nice and compact and protect the middle of the ice and not get too stretched out. And so we tried to share some of those tactics with our players, and I thought they've done a good job adjusting to the style and the bigger rink in Belfast and now here in Murrayfield. And
what are your expectations for your team this season? It seems that you've got 4 lines of big bodies. What are your expectations when you go back to the Canadian University League?
Well, we've been a young team the last couple of years, and we've been very competitive, but we have been a young team that's now just maturing. And in Canadian University hockey, the players can play up to 5 years. They have 5 years of eligibility. Most come to us after they played major junior hockey. So last year and the previous year, we had a lot of new players, but now we're at a point where we didn't lose very many players from last season. We only brought in a couple of new players, so we're really growing and maturing as a team. So our expectations are quite high this year. We have a very tough conference that we play in, Canada West, and ultimately our goal is to win a championship, but our first, goal would be to make the playoffs and ideally finish amongst the top 3. I think that would be a big step from where we were last year. Even with the young team last year, we had a very good record in the second half of our conference, and we're hoping to build on that and have that continue this season.
Well, from everybody at the Edinburgh Capitals, we want to wish you well on Braehead on Thursday, and then best of luck when you go back over to Canada for the coming season.
Yeah, thanks very much. It's a real pleasure to play here, and we've had a fantastic time in Edinburgh. So thank you to the Capitals and all the supporters for coming out and really giving us a lot of warm Edinburgh hospitality.